So the early reviews for The Last of Us Part 2 are out. And you want to talk about the Puritan media shilling hard? Oh, they are just doing that for this game. I mean, they are just loving this terrible, terrible game. Now, don't worry, there are not going to be any spoilers for this game, but we are going to go over articles and we're going to look over this stuff because this is absolutely absurd. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, you want to talk about all the Puritan media coming in to save this game in terms of reviews. Oh, they are doing it. They are rushing in there, giving the most positive reviews possible. If you look on Metascore, you can see the ratings, and they are just trying to pile in to save this game as much as they possibly can. So, when you look at all the issues that have gone on with Sony, Naughty Dog, Sony going and illegally copywriting people, using Muso and then themselves actually just jumping in there, striking people's content wrongfully, which, never should have happened. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Then you got Neil Cuckman, who, had to try to please Anita Sarkeesian, who is, no joke, the poison to anything that she gets involved with. I mean, we've seen this. But if you look at these reviews, all of these, I mean, what hundreds for like the first huge amount of this page. I mean, there are a few of these that are within the 97, 96 range. There was one that I saw that was a 70. But if you look at all these sites just jumping in here to just completely defend this game, stunning, brave, and bold story whenever it's nothing but an agenda-driven game. I mean, it's absolute trash. And, here we are again with this. Like, they're coming out defending the game. Oh, man, it's so good. It's the best story. Oh, it's so good. You hear them constantly say it. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. There are articles all over the place with so many different sites that are just praising the game for how brave, how good of a story it actually is. I mean, it's just some of the craziest stuff. You want to talk about really shilling hard for a game. Oh, man, that's what they're doing for The Last of Us Part 2. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, these early critic reviews, which I'm sure things are going to change once the fan reviews are in there for those who are actually going to buy the game, because that game was leaked and people really hate it for good reason, because that game, just from the leaks, that game is trash. But I'm sure it'll change once the fan reviews are able to come in. I'm very sure it's going to change. But we have multiple articles here defending this game. I mean, you look at IGN, The Last of Us Part 2 review, the best of us. The best of us, huh? Oh, man. If you think this game is the best, then you have terrible, terrible taste. Because this game, nope. I mean, they're defending it so hard. And you know what the rating is on this? If you looked at the Metascore, it was 100. And then you look to see how hard they were going for this game. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a complete masterpiece. It's the best. The Last of Us 2 is a masterpiece that involves the gameplay, cinematic storytelling, and rich world design of the original in nearly every way. Are you sure about that? Because to me, yeah, that looks like trash. It looks like they destroyed the entire series, if you had to ask me. First game was great. It was. And then, after the leaks and everything, this game, I don't know how you could say it's a 10. That's terrible. But leave it to IGN. They do this all the time about multiple games and other series. You can't trust them. They're a terrible website anyways. And then, of course, you have Screen Rant. They also came in here defending this game, stating, The Last of Us Part 2 review, you've never played anything like this. The Last of Us Part 2 is a Naughty Dog's magnum opus, an uncompromising narrative spanning human emotion, and is among gaming's greatest achievements. Oh, that's just the greatest! The greatest achievements. More like one of the greatest achievements in ruining an entire video game franchise, if that's what you mean. Taking a good series and making it trash. If that's what you mean, then yeah, you would be right. But, that's not what they mean. They actually think that this is a 5 out of 5 masterpiece. That's the rating on this game. They think that it is just the best. Just so good. Oh. Oh, you see, since it has the agendas they like in the game, oh yeah, of course they're going to give it a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10, right? Because it has everything they want. But shockingly, now this was a very big surprise to me, Polygon came out and actually did not like this game. This was a shock to me, considering that Polygon's usually all for the stuff, and this is who Neil Druckmann was trying to appeal to. You know, he was trying to appeal to Anita Sarkeesian, and he was trying to appeal to, sites like Polygon. And this is what Polygon stated: "The Last of Us Part 2 review, we're better than this." Like, I'm actually surprised. I'm actually surprised to see that Polygon, of all of the media, came out against this one, considering that they're usually all for things like this. They're all for these agendas in these games. And to see that they're actually against it is surprising, because they're usually all for trying to censor games, trying to attack gamers, trying to destroy the games that we love with these agendas. And I was just, like I said, surprised. I couldn't believe the Polygon of all of the media was actually like, we don't like this game. That was a big shocker. Now, Polygon was not the only one to also say that they did not like this game. Another website that also was a part of the Puritan media was actually Vice. So, looking at the article from Vice here, they state, "Bloody spectacle, but a poor sequel. Naughty Dog retreads acres of old ground to tell a simplistic, violent morality play about revenge." And I thought, Vice as well. I was like, that's shocking, because they always call us gamers toxic. They always say that, oh, we're terrible, we're Easterphobes, or, they always try to attack in some way or form. But this was very strange to me, that they, of all of the media, would actually come out and be against this game. That was very new to me. So what they had to state was, there is a common saying that if you seek revenge, you should dig 2 graves. Playing The Last of Us Part 2 is like being made to dig those graves with your teeth. Ooh. It is over 24 hours of spiraling cycles of violence and vengeance, being reminded roughly every hour that the whole endeavor is squalid and cruel. There is hardly a moment of joy it will not eventually curdle. A truly shocking number of characters that you come to care about will be gruesomely ended. All of it is utterly predictable, or, if you're fearing charitable, tragically faded. Yeah, because, this game was just destined to fail. It's just destined to fail. But by the end, like the main characters of The Last of Us 2, I didn't have much charity left to extend. The game's operatic tone and length can't obscure the simplicity of the themes it repeats to exhaustion. And its grandiosity is poorly served by a Naughty Dog house style that has become less a signature than a straitjacket. Oh, you see, what's hilarious about this is that the show media, they always show for these big companies. This is what the Puritan media does all the time. They show for them, and you can't ever take their reviews seriously. You just look at them, and you just kind of laugh at them because, they shill so hard for these companies. And to see Polygon and Vice, which are 2 pretty big ones when it comes to shilling for companies, actually come out and state that they don't like this is pretty hilarious. I'll give it that. And, the real reviews are going to come out when the actual gamers are going to be able to put the reviews up. That's when the real reviews will be there. Otherwise, yeah, you're just going to see a lot of people shill over this. And, that's what the Puritan media does. They just shill over it. The Last of Us Part 2 feels complacent, yet also preoccupied with its predecessor. Every facet of the original game has been expanded and enlarged in the sequel, but not actually improved. It is as if its only inspiration is the original game, and the well of pop culture it was drawing from. There is particularly nothing here we haven't seen and done repeatedly throughout previous Naughty Dog games. It sets out to surpass its predecessor, which it clearly didn't, but the only meaningful contrast between them is in its even more oppressive bleakness and violence. It digs 2 graves. Oh, I bet it does. Fills them with blood. Oh, I'm sure of it. And then just effing wallows in them. Yep, I bet. I bet. But then, of course, you got Time over here, who decided to attack gamers, like the Puritan media does. And they also attacked YouTubers. That's the other thing. They attacked us content creators as well. That's, ridiculous. But they do not bring up the issue with Sony or Naughty Dog, copyright striking people. They don't try to sit there and say, oh, well, they did some things that were illegal. No, they didn't say that. They just defended them and attacked gamers as well as attacked YouTubers. And they don't directly admit that they knew what was going on, but they knew what was going on, So this is what they state. And it's no small thing that Naughty Dog decided to primarily tell this story, not with the typical white, straight male anti-hero, but a gay woman. Ellie's bisexual girlfriend, Dina, and, a certain character with a mean golf swing, whose identity I'm not permitted to spoil, also play major roles. Oh yeah, I can tell you that mean golf swing, yeah, that plays a major role. Oh yeah, 100%. And this Time article also goes into how people are upset because they don't get to play as Joel as much, that they have to play as Ellie. There wasn't a single person complaining about playing as Ellie. People knew that, and they were fine with it. There was never anything wrong with playing as Ellie at all. It's more so what happened to the characters of Ellie and Joel. I can't talk about that 'cause spoilers, but it's what happened. That's where people complain. That's the issue that people have. But no. They gotta blame it on gamers and say that, oh, well, gamers had such an issue having to play as Ellie. That's not the problem at all. That was never the problem. People expected that, and they are fine with it. That's not the problem whatsoever. The problem is just what happened. The problem is the story. The problem is, these characters that people grew attached to, and then what happens. And they have a problem with the new character, not because of their identity, but because of what you do with that new character. That's where the issue is. It's not because of the identity of the characters. That's not a problem. It's what that new character does to the old characters that people grew to love. That's what they hate. That's what they can't stand. And that's the big thing. But also, the part where they talk about what they knew was going on with the YouTubers and everything, this is what they state here. Some toxic YouTubers and Reddit posters have advocated for boycotting the game for a host of suspect reasons. Some are unhappy that they would have to play as a 19-year-old girl that's into girls, rather than a grizzled, middle aged man they know and love. That's not the problem. Nobody has a problem with that. A complaint that mirrors fans' outrage over the death of Luke Skywalker and the ascendance of his protege Rey in the Star Wars series. People hate the death of Luke Skywalker because they ruined his character. They destroyed Star Wars, they ruined his character. That's why people are upset over that, and Rey was a Mary Sue. That's why. That's the problem people have. It was agenda driven. Nobody liked that. Others have talked at what they label as Naughty Dog's progressive political agenda. Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, they try to state that it wasn't that. Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was. Which they claim was influenced by feminists they call SJW, social justice warriors. These arguments are usually wrapped up in complaints about Naughty Dog's bold plotting decisions, and it's hard to untangle the real gripes about the story from political agenda. That's because you have Neil Cuckman, who is over here, and he simped for Anita Sarkeesian, and he catered to these blue-haired weirdos. That's exactly what happened. I mean, that's what he did. And this article also goes to basically tell you that they knew what was going on. They don't bring up the issue with Naughty Dog or Sony and how they illegally, struck people. They didn't do that. They didn't bring that up at all. And it was all agenda-driven. That's the exact reason why people don't like this game. And they try to call gamers and YouTubers and Redditors istophobes. So, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more articles where they do this, because this is typically what the Puritan media does. They blame the gamers, the actual fans. That's what they typically do. And it's very disgusting. It's disgusting to see them do this. And, this just goes to show you that, the Puritan media, you can't trust them. And they'll attack anybody that stands against them. That's what they like to do. They'll always do that. And it just shows you what talentless hacks write these articles. I mean, and it's just disgusting to see these sort of things. And this article, goes to show you that you can't trust these journalists. And you might as well wait for the user reviews as well as YouTubers getting their hands on this game and review it themselves. Otherwise, you can't trust these journalists. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you were still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you were still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like, and also be sure to share the video on social media. Spread the word to get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest videos will be released, as well as any other upcoming events in the near future. So be sure to follow me on Discord. The link is in the description down below. But anyways, I hope you all have yourselves a wonderful and fantastic day today. And remember, if today was not a good day, tomorrow could always be better. Take care of yourselves and everyone around you, and have yourselves a good one out there, everybody.